Hello guys, my name is Oleh, I'm a .NET developer, and today we're going to talk about Selenium and E2E automation testing in .NET 7 and using the xUnit. So I had a bit of delay in my video recording activity while I had a project change and some other stuff to do. But currently we are gonna to fix that. What's the automation testing and E2E testing especially? First of all, it's the kind of testing when you are gonna to test the maybe working or dev environment project as the user. The case is just as the user uses this application, for example, goes to page, clicks the links, and so on. How we are going to do that? First of all, let's create the test project. So it will be let's call it E2E testing intro, and let's place it in the desktop directory. So here. So let's do not put the solution and project in the same directory, do not create the Git repository, and let's leave these options as they are. Here we are selecting the xUnit. So we are able to select one of these, so either MS test, NUnit or xUnit, but due to the recommendations, most of the votes are currently for xUnit for the .NET Core. So let's leave it this way and let's create this project. So here we have a brand new test project which currently has just the xUnit. So here we see the packages, and let's add all our required packages here. So let's first of all open the CS project, and here we see some projects which are pre-installed by this template. For our workload, we will need two additional packages. So the first one will be the Selenium WebDriver, so like here. The Selenium WebDriver is the essential package for this workload, and it enables us to automate our workload using the browser. So let's add it to this project. And the second package will be for the management purpose for the driver. So, and it's called WebDriver Manager. So here. So I will explain a bit later why we need this package. So let's install it too. So here we have our two packages, and let's shrink a bit our CS profile. So first of all, we need, anyways, we need target framework and implicit usings, just not to add some usings which could be added by the framework in the more convenient way. But obviously currently we do not need this one. So now we are not gonna to use this in this tutorial, and here we have two other properties. So with packable, we are not going to create a NuGet package or something like that, and also we do not need to implicitly specify that it's a test project, while the IDE detects it as a test project, and there is no issue with that. So we can leave just these two ones. Next, let's go to the packages. So the first one is Microsoft.NET Test SDK is required for every unit or integration or end-to-end testing workload, because it enables us to use any of those three testing frameworks. So, and it's a mandatory package. The next one is the Selenium WebDriver, which I have mentioned earlier that it's required for our workload. So the same goes for the WebDriver Manager and xUnit. So xUnit is the framework on the top of which we are gonna to run the Selenium tests. So anyways, if it either is a unit test or in the integration test or the test using the Selenium WebDriver, anyways we need any kind of the testing framework. So let it be xUnit and we leave it as it is. But but also we have two other packages. So the first one is xUnit Runner Visual Studio, which we are gonna not need in the JetBrains Rider, so we can easily omit it. And the second one is Coverlet Collector, which will not be also used for the today's workload, and we can currently omit it too. So, and here we have our final setup, and let's check against the versions. So let's refresh this one. Probably we have not saved this one. Yeah. So here we can just update this one and update this one. So xUnit. So here is our setup, and here we have some unit test template. So okay. So first of all, let's rename it to our, let's call it intro tests. So this will be our test class, and let's rename this as just using CS. So this file currently contains just one global reference to the xUnit, so we are going to populate it with some other references by the functionality increase. But let's leave it currently this way. So the first one, we are going to make the setup. So the so-called setup in any unit, but if we are going to use xUnit, we can see that this one is replaced by the default constructor of the test class in the xUnit after the version 2. So if you had previously worked with the annotation like this one in any unit, so you should use the constructor in the xUnit in order to get the things done. So, and let's add the public intro tests. And also we need to, first of all, we need to specify our testing defaults. So first of all, we are going to test it against the getbootstrap.com. So just as the example, so and maybe we'll find another example for the next videos on this topic. And this way we need to bootstrap our browser startup. So what we need for this case? So the first of all, we need the instance of the WebDriver. So let's specify the interface iWebDriver. So this one, and let it be driver. Yeah. So iWebDriver is the abstraction above the browser-specific driver. So it can be either Chrome driver or Firefox driver or maybe some Edge driver. So these are different kinds, and we need that for the configuration of the defaults of the browser startup. So this will be constructor, and let's here create the method of the configure browser. So like this, and what we are gonna to need here. So first of all, we need to instantiate the new WebDriver management instance. So how we are gonna to do that? So we are gonna to create the new instance of this driver manager. So new WebDriver and driver manager dot driver manager next dot setup driver, and we need to specify the first constructor, so which config we are gonna to use. So let's use for this simple tutorial just exactly Chrome config. So, and we have all of these configs. So we have the Chrome config, Edge config, Firefox config, Opera config, something called Phantom, Internet Explorer, and Legacy Edge config is probably for the Edge run on the Windows 10 or something like that. So let's start with this one. And next we are gonna, first of all, make the new instance of the Chrome driver. So let's import it. And after that, we need to specify the default timeout. So it can be done like this way. So driver.manage.timeouts implicit wait, and let's specify the implicit wait of the 3 seconds. And also we need to maximize our window when the browser starts, so it can be done like this way. So driver.manage, also we need this manage method to configure our base properties of the browser. So as you can see, there are Windows properties, cookies, logs, network, and so on. So this will maximize our browser window, and after that we need to specify the default browser URL. So let it be getbootstrap.com. So and we're gonna to test it against the Bootstrap website. So what will be our first test scenario? So let's, for example, let's start with this page. Let's click on the docs. Let's click on the download, and let's download these files. So it will be the first test case. So let it be test files download, this one, and it currently will be a fact test, so it will not be parameterized, but probably we could do that in the this functionality extension. So, and the most straightforward and simplest option of the navigating through this through the website is the finding elements and clicking them. So when we are talking about the buttons and links, so the first one will be driver dot here we have the method of find element or find elements, so we need just the first element, so we're going to use this one, find element, and next we have the condition which is done by the by keyword, so by and how we are going to do that. So what is this method? So suggested one, we can do it this way. So by partial link text. So partial link text is the case when you know the URL of the link, and you are gonna to navigate. You are gonna to find the element which contains the part of this link, the first one, and gonna to click it. So if you look at this one, so let's inspect it. This one, and it contains just the docs, and we can maybe let's specify like this one. So let's specify it more precisely in order to not to misfind the required element. So let's do this way. Next we are gonna do find the next button. So after the page loads, so for example we have clicked this one and we have this one. So the other option of the element finding is the find by XPath. So, and how we can achieve that? So we can just expect this one. Next, clicking on copy, and let's copy the XPath. So this one, not the full, the regular XPath will be enough. So, and here we have driver.find element by XPath, and let's paste our XPath. So, and we need to escape this code. Yeah, and after that, after we have found this navigation, we can also use the click method. So, and the next one will be finding this button and clicking this button. So, how we are going to do that? So let's try another way of the CSS selector. So we can copy the copy selector. So we are copying the complete CSS selector of this element, and we are gonna to use it here. So driver.find element by, let's specify CSS selector, and let's paste this one. And we can also split it for some kind of convenience. So let's rebuild it. And here we see our unit tests test file download, and let's run this one. Very interesting. Line 28, driver. Yeah, and of course we have missed running this configure browser method in this setup. So let's edit, let's rebuild, and let's rerun this one. So, and we have our browser window maximized, and probably very interesting. So what the exception we have? No such element exception, unable to locate. Yeah, interesting. And let's specify like this. So we with a more wildcard. Let's close this one. And yeah, so here we have download, but probably we have not clicked this button, or have clicked. So one moment. Probably not have clicked. Interesting. And let's see. So interesting. In some cases you can use try to use the XPath instead of CSS selector. So like this way. So copy XPath and Yeah, but we have forgotten this one. So we have found this element, but we have not clicked it. So that's why the test has succeeded, but we haven't seen the file download. So let's retry it. Unable to locate. Yeah, and here we have forgotten this one. So by CSS selector. So, and let's give it one more try. Yeah, perfect. And here we see that our files have been successfully downloaded and test has been finished. So great. So the first test has finished, and let it be a kind of second test. So what we are gonna do. So for example, we need to, let's provide the test case. So we are gonna use this model section, and for example we are gonna copy this one to the clipboard. So and we are gonna test it against the clipboard input. So this one. So how we are gonna do this? So let's create another effect, which will be also public void and test model code to clipboard. So this way. So and first of all, yeah, while we are starting just from the beginning, so get bootstrap.com, we need to copy this one. So after that, I'm gonna let's find it by let's try the CSS selector, and let's find the CSS selector of this scene. So I'm going to copy the selector, and here we're going to paste it. So here will be the selector of this model, and after that we are going to do it via the XPath. So by XPath, and let's find the XPath of this scene. So also we're inspecting this, and which is this one. So we need just the button, and we need to copy its XPath. So here, and also we need to click it. And here we probably have forgotten also the click. So let's do it just this way. So here is the second test, and we are gonna run. And currently we do not see the second test because we need to rebuild the solution. And interesting, and so the first one, yeah. So currently we don't see all the tests, but here we can see all the tests. So and the updated one, and let's run this test. Yeah, so model copied. Okay, and let's give it a try. So let's try to paste it here, and Yeah, so here we have the code from the Bootstrap website. So our both tests have succeeded, and we have this possibility to interact with the websites or web applications and so on just by using the Selenium WebDriver and the WebDriver Manager in the .NET. So hopefully this video will be useful for you as for the beginners at the automation testing, and I will continue this course on the .NET and automation testing. So let's keep in touch, and if you have any suggestions or comments, please message me. I'm really open for discussion.